So we all have DMV horror stories. In fact, this publication asks readers to talk about your worst experiences at the DMV, and they had no shortage of responses. But, you know, it's not hard to find the bad stories. The question is why? Anybody ever stop to wonder why the DMV is so difficult to deal with and why they make it a hard time? Well, it's a combination, a perfect storm of two factors. One factor is it's a government agency. It doesn't have the same efficiency implications and goals and objectives as a private company. If you're a private company, if you don't do things well, you go out of business. If you don't serve customers well, customers don't come see you and you close. You fail. If you're a restaurant and have terrible food, you're done. Right? If you're a bookstore and you don't have good customer service, lock your door. DMV is different. The DMV, doesn't matter how bad the service is, you have to go there. You don't have a choice. There is no competitor to DMV. They don't have to make a profit. They don't have to have good reviews. They're the DMV. There's another factor that people don't realize. They're handing out legal documents. When they hand somebody a license, a driver's license, that's just not a card, something to put in your wallet. It enables you to do lots of things, to go on airplanes, to show your ID to buy things, to vote, to open a bank account. If they handed it out without doing the proper due diligence, it could create a lot of problems for identity theft or fraud. When they hand out a car title, they're handing the ownership legality of that vehicle to that person, because the title doesn't just have information about the car, it also tells who is the owner. So if I went to the DMV and said, you know what, I want a title for this car, 2022 Toyota Camry, whatever it is, VIN number 1234, give me a title. If they didn't make sure all the documentation was correct, giving me a title to the car isn't just a piece of paper I can put in my file cabinet. It now gives me an equal dollar amount to the value of that car. So if that car is worth $30,000, when they hand me a title, in effect, they're handing me $30,000 in cash. And also, the other side of it is they're taking it away from somebody else, because somebody else used to be the owner. So unless they make sure all of that is correct, they're arbitrarily taking away something from somebody and giving it to somebody else. So they have to do it right. So their process is going to be pretty strict. And you might say, well, I have a receipt. I have a legal bill of sale. I bought it from somebody. What is a bill? Your video will be back in 8 seconds. In the meantime, remember, you have access to live one-on-one consultation, undivided attention of a licensed certified expert in this subject and many others. We want to listen to your story. We want to hear your questions and give you expert advisement of your options. We want to tell you what we know about your situation and what options you have. Now back to your video. Bill of sale mean? A bill of sale is just something somebody wrote on a piece of paper that said, I took the money from somebody and gave him this car. It doesn't necessarily mean they were the legal owner. It doesn't mean they had the right to sell it. It doesn't mean there wasn't a lien holder on it, a co-owner, or it wasn't their car at all. Right? Well, I ran the VIN, it's not stolen. Car doesn't have to be stolen to not be saleable. If I rented a car today from Hertz Rent-A-Car and drove it around and then put an ad on Craigslist and said, hey, I want to sell this car, I could give you a bill of sale, sell you the car. It won't come back as stolen. I gave you a legal bill of sale. I can even get it notarized. Does that make you the owner of the car? What happened to Hertz? That's not how it works. There's legal documents you have to have. So the DMV is enforcing those to protect you as much as anybody else. You wouldn't want somebody to sell your car out of your driveway if you went on vacation without paperwork or with fake paperwork and didn't check everything out. So it protects everybody. Is it inconvenient? Absolutely. Is it tough? Sure. And that's why we have a division of our company called cartitles.com that helps people navigate that difficult title process. It makes it easier. It's tough because we're the ones that have to deal with the DMV and work with the bureaucracy, and then also deal with the clients that still have, some difficulty. But at least it makes it easier for our customers, which we love doing. Someday there'll be electronic titles. You don't have to do paper, but that's years away. So if you're wondering why the DMV is always so hard to deal with or gives you the runaround, that's why. They're not bad people. They're not trying to, make your life more difficult. They have a job to do, and their system of structure is different than a company. Look, if me and you walked into the cell phone store, we wanted to go get a new cell phone, right? We walked in and said, hey, I want to buy a new phone. There'll be 5 people jumping over themselves to try to help you to sell you a phone because they're going to make money on that phone. They're going to make a commission. They might get a bonus. DMV's not like that. They don't get a commission if you get a title. They don't get any extra money if you get a title. So there's 2 different mindsets. They're there to protect the legalities of a process, unlike a private company that's trying to get as much stuff out the door as they can. So if you look at it that way, it won't be as annoying. It won't be as frustrating because you have to look at it as 2 different things. Just because you walk through a door into a lobby, it's not the same experience as walking to Home Depot where they ask you, can I help you find, that fitting. DMV is not like that. And if you look at it differently, it'll be much easier to navigate and much more peaceful for your well-being. Thank you for watching another episode of Actual Human Advisory on Describe TV. Remember, we have live one-on-one consultation appointments available at actualhuman.com where you can book a one-on-one undivided attention live call with a licensed investigator, a licensed insurance broker, a licensed mortgage broker, real estate broker. I'm also a certified real estate title examiner, a certified civil court mediator, along with having developed and started over 15 businesses, several of which were sold for millions of dollars. So if you do have questions in any of those categories, you can arrange a one-on-one live video consultation. Use the link below, and we'll see you on the next video.